I'm your host, Jonjy, and I'm joined by a very special guest today, Judy O'Leary Thapa. She's a yoga therapist, energy healer, and channel. And she owns and operates the Call of Love Yoga, which I am a very proud student of. And she's a very active volunteer in our community. I think that it'll be very fascinating to hear your perspective. So thank you very much, Judy, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Same here. Now, Judy, you are a very talented person. I don't think all of us quite are aware of how talented you are. And I'd like to start out by just getting to know you a little bit and how you came to the path of yoga.
Wow, so interesting. I had a couple people tell me in my 20s, you should really try this. And at that point, I wasn't ready for it. My early 20s, all I could think about was, when can I have my cup of coffee? I haven't woken up yet. And then it was a gradual road that I took. I started, when I was ready, I started taking a yoga class. I was living in Jamaica Plain at the time, and it just felt life-changing. I felt like there's something about connecting with my breath that actually felt like I was in my body for the first time. And so I just kept on taking classes with the same teacher. He was actually a Taoist yoga teacher, because he also taught Tai Chi. And then I went to India, and I traveled for a month, and we went to an ashram. And from there, I just knew, after spending about 4 or 5 days there, I just knew I needed to continue to study. I didn't know if I was going to be a yoga teacher, but I spent a month in the Shivananda ashram in Canada, and it took, about a month. And right after that, after I got my teacher training, I had heard someone talk about yoga therapy, and there were very few things in my life where I was like, yes, I have to do that. And that was one of them. And so I did the training. It was a couple of years. And again, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but it was this gradual road that I kept on following, that other teachers that I studied with, whether they were yoga or meditation or energy healers, it was just all these pieces that felt like were helping me to come back into myself. And it's a continuation, an evolution.
That's so fascinating. I noticed that you were talking about healing. You know, what's very interesting is that you said you found you were able to get back in your body. You know, a lot of people describe saying an out-of-body experience. You actually had an in-body experience. It's like, finally, I feel like me again.
Well, yeah. Well, it was like, yes, there's a number of reasons why. And it also is, even though I was a yoga teacher for years, I feel like I'm just starting to understand what it feels like to actually ground, what that really means.
Ground.
Like to embody that, like you hear people say, oh, you should ground. If you're having a panic attack, or if you're experiencing anxiety, you should ground. And, basically that's connecting with the earth, going outside. There's so many benefits to go and put your feet on the ground, but you can actually experience that without going outside. And being grounded, I feel like, is being able to be in your body and feel safe. And connecting with the earth is a very important part of that. You can do that visually in a meditation. You can sing. There's lots of different ways to connect with the earth.
That's fascinating. And I know when you ground, oftentimes, and you do that even in your classes as well, you try to get us to visualize connecting with the earth. And it gives you that sense of wholeness.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And you do a lot of singing.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed about you is that you sing as well as do yoga. And a lot of the singing comes from what you can get from the experience of being grounded, or, being in the state of channeling, or of, being consistent with the energy. It's very fascinating. And maybe I might even ask you at some point to give us a sample.
Sure.
But I think it's interesting, the paths to becoming a yogi. It's not like you can go to community college or something. You really do have to, experience the metamorphosis. Now, yoga is something that has a healing quality, and you talked about how therapy has its effect. And I know you do a lot of volunteer work.
Yes.
you work with veterans and...
Yeah, I first started volunteering at Project Comeback in Holliston, which is an organization that rescues horses that have experienced a lot of trauma. Some of them have been saved from kill lots. And so I started by helping care for them. I always wanted to have a connection with horses and never did, so that was an opportunity for me. And then they found out about my yoga background and asked if I would do some fundraising for them. And then that turned into being a part of their veterans programming, where I did the mindfulness piece of their program, where they help veterans work through some of the trauma that they've experienced while also facilitating connecting with the horses and helping them work through the trauma that they've also experienced.
Helping the horses heal.
Yes. Okay. And because veterans have this unique ability, because of their own experiences, to really connect in a different way that not your everyday person can with these horses. And they connect and create these really amazing bonds. So it's a seasonal opportunity for me, and I just love it because I'm in the field and I'm with these great human beings that have really done a lot for our country. And I get to give back in a way that really is meaningful to me, and to see these horses start to trust. Some of them are feral, and so to see them take those steps towards creating connection is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it's fascinating how emotional horses are, in fact. I mean, I'll get to the veterans, but just it's so fascinating. Horses are one of the most emotional creatures, even more than dogs, more in terms of attachment, in terms of their, love for companionship and things like that. So I can imagine if a horse is traumatized, how damaging it must be.
Yeah. And again, a lot of them are feral, they're very in tune. They can tell, they'll stay away if someone's not wanting to be, if they're nervous. They're just so interesting to observe. They have their own personalities and needs. And so it's all about respect.
Totally. Yeah. Now, how do you do yoga?
How do I do yoga?
Yeah, well, what's the right way to do it? All right. So a lot of us are not acquainted. So, if a lot of people would think about yoga, and you might say, okay, well, basically put one arm over the other, put your leg in between, and, twist yourself up into a question mark. But what is the right way to do it?
Well, that's why there's so many different kinds of yoga. And it's really about finding a style of yoga that resonates, and a teacher that resonates with you. For me, my yoga has changed so much over the years. It depends on where you are in your life and what you're needing, I think. And for me right now, I've had my 2 kids. I'm still pretty active, but I'm slowing down. And for me, yoga is about, yoga means to unify. And it's an experience for me to connect and allow space for all aspects of myself. So for me, it's an inside-out experience. It's not about achieving the perfect pose, although there's beauty in that and there's mastery in that, and that is a road that is right for some people. For me, it's more about allowing myself to feel into what's happening when I move into a pose and hold it and experience all those parts of myself to connect. So I experience this wholeness when I practice. So it's really about being rather than doing.
Very exciting. And what is the most exciting or most challenging pose that you've ever tried?
Let's see. Yeah, I was terrified of inversions, which I think what shows up on your yoga mat, there's a parallel with what shows up in your daily life. And so, and I experienced that as receiving yoga therapy sessions and giving yoga therapy sessions. There's a direct, because all parts of us are connected. So I was terrified to go upside down. So headstand was a real challenge for me, forearm balance, like any of those inversions. So, I would have to say those were the ones that were the hardest.
Now, once you go into a headstand, how do you come down?
So I worked a long time on core control. So, and that's the way that a lot of people just want to kick up and get into it, but it's really about establishing that the muscle control to allow you to safely come in and out of poses.
It's interesting. Definitely. I think a lot of us need more of that.
But we don't do headstand in the Call of Love yoga.
I can just imagine you doing it at the next class. Thanks, Jonjy, for bringing that up. All right, everyone.
You never know, though. I shouldn't say we don't. You never know. Yes. Anything is possible.
Have you ever gotten stuck in a yoga pose?
Oh, that's a funny question. No.
And even more interesting, how would you get out if...
Yes, I know. No, I have never gotten stuck in a yoga pose. But to be honest, that was when I was a lot younger, when I was it was more trying to get and achieve. It was more of, it felt like a sense of achievement. And now it's more, although I do feel like I should push myself a little bit more in my practice.
Okay, all right. I can't wait for next Sunday. Let's see when you guys hear from me, I might be a little bit exhausted. My arms, everything, my core, it's killing me. So, Judy, I wanted to get a little bit into music with you because I know that music is something that's integral to your practice as well. When you sing, even when you sing in the classes, I find that you tend to channel, what the lyrics are and also how the song, what it means to you. And it gives that song, the lyrics, the whole thing about the song is very meaningful and powerful. So I was hoping that maybe you can give us a little bit of an experience of singing and some of your musical talents.
Okay. So you'd like me to just sing something right now?
Well, if you wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind. I am here in my song of light. I sing of love in all I am. Key into you and sing. I hear you in my light. Source of love is here. Key into you and sing. My song of all I am is in my light. Key into you and sing. I hear you. All of love is here, and my song of I am, all I am is in the light. Oh, light is here in my song. Oh, light is here in my light of love. Key into me, key into the light. Key into me, key into my song. Oh, light of love is here. Oh, all my song of solace is in the light. Key here in my heart. Well, that was a little something.
That's beautiful, Judy. Thank you. I have to say, and you all don't know this, but she actually did some yoga some meditation before we even started, which was awesome. I actually have never experienced that before a Community Matters episode, so I may be a little spaced out. Forgive me. I'm not taking anything. Don't call me and, hey, that guy, he's inebriated on the air. Oh, thank you, Judy. That was really beautiful. And how did you first discover that singing would be a very large part of your practice?
Oh.
Did that just happen on its own?
Yes. I'm trying to...
Like you just started singing randomly?
No. So I feel like it's not one particular thing that happened. I feel like really it's been a call that has been coming through me for a very long time. I remember writing in a diary when I was younger about finding peace. And I feel like that has been a path for a while. The choices that I've made, studying yoga, becoming a yoga therapist, all the challenges that I've experienced have guided me towards the choices that I've made. And I actually became sick a few years ago and decided I needed to make more changes, and I went on a 7-day meditation retreat. And it wasn't just that retreat, it was everything that built up to that, and all the experiences that I had. But that helped to kind of open up something that was already there, the capacity to, it's this inner hearing. I don't know how to explain it. My actual ears don't hear, but it's this inner hearing, and I can hear songs, and they come through me. And so it was a call. It kept on. There are certain messages that come through. This is a call of love. And so at first I didn't know how I was going to share it, and it kind of stressed me out a little bit.
That's so interesting.
And I didn't understand what was happening completely, but because I had my yoga background, because it didn't start just with songs. It was a gradual progression. There was a lot of other things that came through first. There was actually a period of mourning. I think it was a processing of unprocessed emotions. It took several seasons of every time I meditated, I would just cry, and then it turned into songs.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Mourning.
Yeah, it was. I'm not quite sure all of it, what it was. I mean, I could go into different theories, but it was. It felt like a devastating loss, wow. And I just continued. I just tried not to fight it, and eventually, sometimes once in a while, it comes through. And I'll start to cry again, and I think, okay, just whatever it is, try to let it come through, and then the songs always come back.
It's interesting how these pent-up emotions build up in us, and we don't even realize we're walking around with it.
Yes.
And then when you release it, and it sounds like in this retreat, I don't know if it was was it from the sickness, or do you think it just came from,
I think life experiences.
Life experience, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we don't even notice.
Right, because our body has been with us through every experience, and all that memory is within our cells. So we carry it with us, literally.
Can you imagine the kind of things people are walking around with?
Mm-hmm.
And if they never experience this in their life, it's like literally carrying a suitcase on your back and then just, you know what I'm saying? Just dying with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's amazing you had that. So you have that more than once sometimes, that release.
Oh, yes. Yes, actually. So sometimes I do feel the feelings of mourning once in a while, but oftentimes it's just there's so much emotion that comes through when I do my daily practices that I do. Sometimes it comes out as tears, but it's not necessarily mourning. I think it's just my heart is very full. Wow. Because I experience it as sources of love that come through me. And sometimes they're named, sometimes they're not. And the experience is a calling of love into my heart. It started off as, what came through was, who do you sing to?
Yeah.
who do you sing to? And I thought, what does that mean? Who do I sing to? And then I realized it was, where am I putting all my attention? Where am I getting distracted? Where am I focused? What's important to me? And it's still an evolution. It's always evolving. It evolves into not only song, but it's movement. Sometimes I move in an intuitive dance, or it's through mudras, like finger positions. And it's interesting because I never studied mudras, even though I'm a yoga teacher. So when that started coming through, I thought, wow, this is fascinating. What is happening? But it's all source. Yeah. That, whatever you want to call that, it's within all of us. We are all capable of being channels. We all are channels. We do it when we follow our gut, when we follow our heart, when we listen to that inner wisdom. Yeah. Again, whatever you want to call it, higher self. Right. Universal consciousness, God, creator.
Right. Mm-hmm. The inner ear, the inner hearing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah. And so you actually come up with your own mudras?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It just comes through me.
Wow.
So like this one actually is one that comes through a lot.
Wow. For our benefit, she's holding up. See, sometimes I wish we were on TV. All right, so she's holding up two fingers, and then two others are connected like a triangle. Oh, so it looks like a heart.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah. So, but there are many different positions that that happen when I'm singing or when I'm dancing, and sometimes it comes through as drawings too.
Wow.
So it's just, we are all meant to create, or co-create, I should say.
Well, I've seen a lot of mudras. Usually on traffic, people are showing me the mudra when they're in traffic, and
just not really
angry mudras. Something about Boston. Lots of Boston Brahmins out there.
You could do your own. You could do this now. Call Love Mudra back.
Okay. I'm trying. Hold on. Let me get my fingers in it.
I'll teach you on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'm screwing up here for the teacher. Oh my. So we just have a few minutes left, but I wanted to entreat you. Would you like to do a little more singing before we? Because I thought that was quite a beautiful thing. Would you like to do a little more singing before we close?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So maybe if we all, and, for listeners, it's helpful if you just take a few moments to close your eyes. So if you're driving, listen back another time. But just to tune in to your own body, and a few breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And take a few moments to send some appreciation down to the earth, as if you can send from your heart some appreciation down to the center of the earth. Appreciate everything that the earth does for us. And that's like a relationship you can foster. You can give and receive. So it's like a support where you can experience stability and groundedness. Because we often feel alone, and we're not. We're connected through the earth. And then from your heart, you can open up to the heart of the universe, or whatever you want to call that, and just take a few moments with your breath to receive the song that comes through for us today. Sing into your heart. I'm here. Here into you I sing, I hear you. Here into you I hear the light of love. Key into me I sing of all I am. Key into me and sing, I am here in all of light. All I am of love is here in my song. Sing to me, I am in all of love. Key into me and sing, I am here. Key into me and sing, all of love is in your light. All of love is in your song. I am here in all of light. Sing to sing the source of hope. Here into you I am in the light. I am here to sing of solace. I am here to sing of all the hope of all I am. Key into your light.
That's beautiful, Judy. Thank you. I have to say, this is probably one of the most relaxed episodes I've ever done. I mean, I've had musicians on before, but never like this. This is amazing.
I'm glad you're receiving benefit.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we'll hope to have you back. Thank you.
Yeah. Can I just mention there's two other organizations I forgot to mention. Equine International Research and also Warriors Within Yoga Project. Both of them work in association with Project Come Back. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to come back.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. And I know you do the yoga yoga classes yourself on Sundays.
Yes, thank
Sunday
you for
morning,
mentioning that.
God.
Yeah, Sunday morning when you make it.
I was going to ask you, what is the best way to de-stress from having to show up to yoga class on time? That...
Yeah, Sunday mornings at 8:30 when you make it. And then the last Saturday of the month is an afternoon class because it is challenging to get up early. And I might be starting a chair-based. I want to make Call of Love Yoga more accessible to everybody. So we might do a chair-based class once a month.
Yeah, I know you do a lot of things, especially if people, can't really bend or you have blocks, and it'll be very nice to do chairs. If people have disabilities, I'm sure you can find a way to accommodate them. Yeah. And you do it at the Creative Arts Spiritual Center? What was
the Common Street
Spiritual
Center in Natick
Yes,
Center.
in Natick,
Yes.
yeah. So
beautiful place.
If any of you want to meet me down there on Sunday mornings, feel free. Otherwise, I have to say, Judy, it's been a real pleasure, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me, Jonjy. It was really, really nice to spend this time with you.